Hey guys, welcome back to another week of goalkeeper training. Right now on the screen, we're just starting with a quick warm up. But this week we're gonna focus majority on diving. So you'll see a lot in this video. I have someone else helping me out, but that's only because I didn't have a wall available in the beginning of this. So if you have someone available, like a brother or sister, your parents, a friend, someone that you have already been hanging out with, or something like that, they can help you out with any of this stuff. It's nothing that requires too much skill. All they have to be able to do is throw a ball to you. But if you don't have someone to help you with this, a wall is going to work just as fine, and I'll demonstrate how that looks. So just to start out with, we're just doing a quick little warm up, making sure the legs are warm, making sure the shoulders are warm. So arm circles, straight jacket. So just taking your arms back and forth, behind your back, in front of you. Doing some dynamic stuff as well. I'm doing leg swings right here, but do some dynamic stuff as well. So if you've got cones, set them up, high knees, butt kicks, lunges, squats, things of those nature. Make sure you're nice and warm before we start any of this stuff. Here I am just getting my hands a little warm as well. So bouncing the ball, shuffling back and forward, throwing the ball to the ground, getting the hands warm up. I don't have it here, but we're going to do something similar that we do every single time, where I usually have you kicking a ball against the wall or have someone kick a ball to you. Just getting the hands nice and warm, going high, medium, and low. So the high catch, the basket catch, and the low catch. All right, so after the warm-up, the first thing that we're going to do is, as you can see, I've got my partner here. She's got the ball in her hands, and we're going to sit down on the ground, and I just want to toss the ball right around shoulder height. So all they're going to do is toss the ball around shoulder height, and all I want you to do is focus on taking the ball to the ground, hand on top, hand behind, and the ground will be that third hand underneath. That's the biggest thing I want to focus on right now. We're working on diving, but we're working on diving form. So do about 10 to 20 of these on each side before we move on to the next exercise. All right, so now we're going to be doing something very, very similar, where we're going to be still sitting on the ground, and we'll be playing with our partner, but they're going to be passing it to us. They can either pass the ball or they can roll the ball, whatever's easier for them. Everything is still going to be the exact same, where we've got one hand behind the ball, one hand on top of the ball, and that ground's going to be the third contact point, really to secure that ball in our hands. One thing you'll note is, as you watch me dive, and this is the same thing in the last one, we're steadily moving forward. So I want us to reach forward with those hands and meet the ball. Don't let the ball come to you. Meet the ball in front of your body. That way we're kind of moving forward. All right, so for this next one, we're going to be doing something very similar again, but now we're going to move to our knees. So for the last one, we are on our bottom. Now we're on the knees. I will preface this. I do go off screen for a lot of this stuff. Apologize for that. But everything's still the exact same. So they're going to toss the ball right around shoulder to hip height. What I want us to focus on is taking a little bit of a step forward with that knee. That's why you see me moving forward, as well as making sure we still keep a hand on top of the ball, a hand behind the ball, and kind of smushing that ball into the ground. That's going to be that third contact point. That's what's going to keep the ball nice and secure in our hands. Same thing, do about 15 to 20 of these on each side. All right, so after we finish the high ball, now we're going to move on to a ball on the ground. So this one's going to be the exact same thing. Everything's still the exact same, but now the ball's going to be passed to us on the ground. Again, it can either be passed or it can be rolled, similar to what we did whenever we were on our bottom in the first one. So what you'll notice, again with this one, everything's still the exact same. I still have a hand on top, hand below. I'm still taking small steps. What I want us to focus on here is making sure that we are, you'll kind of start to get a rhythm with this. That'll make things a little bit easier. I kind of went early there. But what I want us to focus on is still that good technique. So hand on top, hand behind, ground below us, making sure we're taking those small steps, slowly working our way out. The primary focus of this entire thing is to work on form more than anything else. All right, for this next one, this is going to be mainly for the older kids. So younger kids, go ahead and skip this part. Skip on to the next part that we're going to do, which is going to be standing diving. But here we're going to be working on power dives. So a power dive is essentially when you take a step and leave your feet. So you'll notice I am full clearing this cone under me. So I've got a cone here so I can fully jump over it. And you'll notice that I am completely clearing this cone. I'm not dragging my leg behind or anything like that. So what the biggest thing you'll notice here is you'll notice a first step that I'm taking. So if you watch this next one right here, I take a step with that knee and then I thrust the ball over the cone. And then the first thing that touches the ground is the ball. So all that cushioning is coming from the ball hitting the ground first. So the first thing we'll have you guys do is maybe 5 to 10 of these on each side, just having the ball in your hand. Alternatively, if you have a partner, you can have the partner hold the ball out just like this. Everything's still the exact same. So we take a step and then hands go to ball. So we take a step, hands shoot out to that ball. Make sure you secure the ball, and then the ball will be the first thing to hit the ground. So step, ball, and our step, shoot your hands to the ball, and the ball is the first thing to touch the ground. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll see here, we want you to focus on that step, hands shoot out to that ball, and then ball goes to ground. So here you go, we got step, shoot, ball to ground. And the last variation of this that we'll focus on for the knee portion of it is that we'll have, again, if you have a partner, or if you don't have a partner, you can do this by yourself by throwing the ball against the wall. We're going to have them toss the ball to us. So tossing the ball right around shoulder height is ideal. Everything's still the exact same. So we're still going to take that step with that knee. We're going to shoot the arms out, shoot the hands out, try to find that ball, catch the ball first, secure the ball first. So it's step, shoot, and then ball goes to the ground first. So you'll notice here, step, shoot, and the first thing to hit the ground will be that ball. That is the most pivotal part about this, is that ball hits the ground first. If that ball doesn't hit the ground first, then you're going to put a lot of damage and a lot of wear and tear on your body. So we want to make sure that ball is kind of cushioning our fall, okay, guys? All right, so the last variation of things we're going to work on, we're going to stand up now. So we've done our bottom, we've done on our knees, and now we're going to stand up and kind of put everything together. So this first thing we're going to do is work on simple collapse diving. So you'll still notice I'm still taking a little tiny step in there. So there's still a step towards the side that the ball is thrown in. I'm still having a hand behind and a hand on top of that ball. The ball is sort of one of the first things to hit the ground. So now you have a little bit of cushion from your leg hitting the ground first. What we're going to do here is throw the ball right around hip height, hip to shoulder height, and go back and forth, right to left. If you don't have a partner, you can toss the ball against the wall. If you do have a partner, they can just toss it to you. For the younger kids, what you can do is you can have your parent hold the ball for you, and you can pick the ball out of their hands. All right, so here we have the last variation for the younger kids. There's one more after this for the older kids, but all we're going to be doing now is a simple collapse dive with the ball on the floor. So if you've got someone who can pass the ball for you, they can pass the ball for you. If not, they can roll the ball for you as well. It doesn't matter. I'll show both variations of it, but all it's going to be is they'll pass the ball. You're going to still do everything the exact same. Everything's been building on itself. We'll take a step out to the side, hands to the ball. So hands are going to shoot to the ball, take a nice big step, and then we'll have a hand on top, hand behind, and the floor underneath us. All right, so this is the very last thing that we're going to do. This is going to be primarily for the older kids, and this is going to be a full-on power dive. So things to note here is you want to be about 2 to 3 feet away from whatever it is you're jumping over. I think jumping over something makes it a lot easier because it gives you something to visualize where you need to jump at. So we're going to shuffle, take 2 to 3 steps to shuffle over, with that last one being a pretty big step. And then you're going to the leg that is closest to the bag is going to be your pivot leg, whereas the other leg is going to kind of it's going to be the power leg. It's going to throw you over that bag or whatever it is you're jumping over. What that is going to do is going to allow you to get enough power to get up and over the bag. So if you'll see here, I have 2 to 3 steps shuffle. So it's 2 to 3 step shuffle, a big step, and then that back leg really powers me over, with the ball being the primary thing that's hitting the ground first. That's going to kind of cushion my blow, and then my body comes behind it. So it's a shuffle, still shooting my hands out to that ball hits the ground first, and then I kind of crumple behind it. So as done in previous ones as well, what you can do is you can also have a parent or a partner hold the ball for you. Again, they're going to hold it right around maybe shoulder, like hip to shoulder height. And you're gonna do the exact same thing. So you're gonna get 2 to 3 steps of a big shuffle, and then you're gonna go hands to ball and kind of pluck that ball out of their hands. So you'll notice here, 2 to 3 steps. I've got a shuffle here. Hands the ball first, and we're gonna pick that ball out of their hands. Ball goes to ground first, and then we kind of crumple behind the ball. All right, this last little part is just an add-on, and it's just what it would look like if you did this with the wall. So I managed to find a wall on my way out of where I was training at. All this is just showing you guys what it would look like if you used a wall rather than having a person. Something to note with this is you will notice I mess up a couple times. And once you get a rhythm of it, it'll be a lot easier. But don't try to do everything at 1,000,000 miles an hour. The biggest thing here we want to focus on is the quality of our reps. Don't try to do 20 or 30 reps in a minute or blow through this as fast as possible. Really focus on making sure that you have your hands set properly. So that first one didn't go very well for me on my knees. Now you'll see I get back up, I reset, throw the ball against the wall, take the ball down to the side, just like that. And the nice thing about a wall is you can really control how hard it is by how hard you're throwing the ball against the wall, or how hard you're kicking the ball against the wall. Whatever it is you're doing, you control all of it. So here's the last one. I did the first one on my butt. This one's on my, next one was on my knees, and now I'm standing up. Everything's still the exact same, and you can really dictate how hard it is by how hard you throw the ball against the wall.